Have you ever experienced chronic fatigue, inflammation, maybe infertility? For too long, we've been told we're sick, go see a doctor. But what if there's a problem so ingrained in our society, so micro that we can't even see it? And neither can our doctors. Microplastics are a macro problem. Why? Well, plastics, when broken down, create microplastics. These microplastics are getting into our food, our waterways, and even the air that we breathe, and they're making us sick. The BBC found that there's one credit card's worth of plastic that's consumed on a weekly basis by every human on Earth. The National Institute for Environmental Sciences found that microplastics are linked to increasing rates of cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and neurological diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and anxiety, amongst a lot of other diseases that we're still learning about because of the dangers of plastic. Microplastics are a macro problem because plastics are made to never go away. Do you know that every single piece of plastic ever produced still exists in some form today? And when we do, well, you might say, I recycle, so that's good, right? We've been taught that recycling is the answer. But guess what? It's not. Less than 10% of plastic is ever recycled globally. And when it can be recycled, at maximum, it can be recycled 3, maybe 4 times before the quality degrades so much that it can't be sold in the open market. So what happens at that point? It goes to a landfill where it creates methane, an incinerator where it creates pollutants, or our oceans, where guess who's eating that? Our sea creatures. And we eat that, right? So it's a cycle that needs to be broken. Environmental health is our health, and these numbers show why we are so sick. I was the conservation manager at California Water Service and a food and water industry expert for over 15 years. And the future of both the food industry and our health is at dire risk. Microplastics are even impacting our soil fertility. The capability to feed future populations is at risk. Microplastics are a macro problem. Purge plastic to restore health. I experienced infertility, and after trying for over a year and a half to have a child, I was really disappointed. Waking up every day felt really hard. I was tired of taking my temperature, doing ovulation tracking, going to acupuncture. I had changed my diet and nothing was working. I was getting really frustrated. And then I actually found an article that linked infertility with microplastics, and something clicked. So I did an entire detox of my whole body. And when I did, I felt so much better. I felt so much more connected to the food that I was eating, to what I was putting in my body. And I felt great. But I still wasn't pregnant. And so just a few months later, I made an appointment with a fertility doctor. And do you know what? The day that I went in to make an appointment, I found out we were pregnant. So after just a few short months of detoxing my body and feeling better and feeling more connected with the foods that I was eating and what I was putting in my body, I got pregnant naturally. No drugs, no fertility treatments. And now I have 2 beautiful boys, Jackson and Parker, and they are the loves of my life. And so, purge plastic together. We can do it. Today, more than ever, microplastics are a macro problem. When we purge plastic, we restore our health. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can purge plastic and restore your health. The first is reusable water bottles. This was the easiest for me to take out because first off, it saves you money. It's over 1,000 times less expensive. But also, this is far more regulated than plastic water bottles. So your local water municipality is regulating tap water, right? I would still recommend getting a good filtered water bottle, but start there. That's an easy one. And then just as a side note, in case you didn't know, a lot of the coffee cups that you might get from Starbucks, those are lined with plastic as well, as are to-go containers, lined with plastic. Receipts, lined with plastic. Do your own research. Look at what's going on out there. The second is eco-friendly products. So a lot of the makeup or the lotions that we're putting on our body, also contain microplastics and chemicals. So take a look. I made a whole swap and detoxed all the stuff that I was putting on my body, and I felt a lot better. A lot of the stuff, even the cleaning products in our home. Check that. I like to go to the Environmental Working Group app or website. You can check there. The third is being more mindful of the things that you are purchasing and putting on your body. Take a look at the clothes on your back. A lot of times, they're actually made with plastic nowadays. When you can vote with your dollars, right? When you vote and when you make a choice, the companies, your favorite companies are going to make changes. Write to your favorite ones. If they're putting plastic in their product, write to them and tell them you want to change. You can do it. Together, let's purge plastic for a healthier life. Thank you. I don't know how to turn this off, so it's still on. So this is my first live, so I'm gonna see how to do this because I don't know. I don't know how to turn this off. Does anyone else know how to do this? Because I don't. But I'm done, I think. Thank you for joining.